Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Hey, thanks, y'all. All right, so hey, they asked me to start the show off. This is different. So I know you usually come in here to these things and you guys are dressed so nice and you're all pretty stiff and and it's pretty scripted. And they told me, hey, we need you to come in here and say some motivating things about leadership and sing a song. And you have 5 minutes. So I'm going to motivate you guys. You're going to get out of it what you want to get out of it. I thought about putting up like a real quick PowerPoint presentation and showing you the principles of leadership. But you know, if I'd been in the Air Force, I would have done that. I was in the Army, we didn't have the budget. So I thought what I would do is I'd take a couple of minutes and I'll tell you what I'm good at, which is I'm gonna tell you a real quick story. And it would seem that the 75th Ranger Regiment and the Institute of World Politics have something in common. We both create and train leaders. And I'll tell you the most lasting lesson came from the first day that I walked into the regiment. Now the Ranger Regiment's motto is Rangers lead the way. And I used to, you know, I thought that was just something you're supposed to say to an officer when you saw him outside. Rangers lead the way, sir. But it was if you guys remember the history of it, everybody was pinned down on the beaches of Normandy, and that's where it came from. There's a commander running up and down. He's like, who are you guys? And we're like, well, we're the Rangers. Oh, well, lead the way. And so they jumped up and created a stronghold on the beach, and that's how it got everybody off. And so that was our motto. Now, I didn't quite know what that meant. On the first day we walked in, I was a punk kid, man, out of school, and the sergeant major was Sergeant Major Leon Guerra. And he was a legend of a man, and he was this legend ranger. And he came in before we all got shipped off to our battalions. He wanted to talk to us. And this is what he said to us. He said, I bet if he was standing right here, he would tell you the same thing. I want to congratulate you all for choosing an honorable and a noble profession. And Sergeant Major LG was from Guam, so if you're from Guam, I'm going to totally screw up your accent. But he's beating on his fist and he's yelling all these things at us about honorable, noble, and I didn't know what that meant. I do now, though. I do now. And he says, some of you all, well, that would be a Southern thing. He didn't say that. Some of you will go on to long, distinguished careers in the military and in government service, a lot like you guys in this room. Most of you, however, will do your time right here in the regiment and you will go back out into the real world, and that's where you will spend your time. He goes, but when you go out there, remember what you learned here. And remember what you learned here. So he's fixing to tell us what we're going to get from all this and what our time in the regiment is going to be about. And you think he started talking about all the 5 pillars of leadership? No, this is what he said to us. Wherever you go, remember what you've learned here, and that is this, that leadership has nothing to do with rank. It's not about the thing on your collar or the stripes on your sleeve. It's about the example that you set and the people that you serve. And so wherever you go, remember this. And this is our Major LG. I remember him saying, the world needs Ranger doctors and Ranger lawyers and Ranger teachers and Ranger international world politicians. This is what he said. So And then he saluted us, and he said, "Rangers lead the way," and he walked out of the room. But what I could spend an hour telling you a story about the guys that I got to work with, and by the grace of God, they're the only reason I'm still around. But I'm going to do it a better way. I'm going to play you a song. And what I could do in 1 hour, I can do in 3.5 minutes. This music just reaches people differently. I don't know why it does, but it does. And it's a story about 3 people. Name them all by name. Met them all. They've all done something. They didn't want to have to do it. But they stepped up and they did it anyway, because that's exactly when we need you people to step up, is when everything is going wrong and you're like, "I didn't ask for that. That's not my job. That's not fair. That's not right. Oh my gosh, that shouldn't be happening." I agree with you. But what are you going to do about it? And that's what these 3 people did. They all stepped up, and the song's called "Hold the Line." So this is my favorite song to play when we go over on these USO tours and you play to these little tiny Ford operating bases. I play them this one. It's called "Hold the Line." Blood on their knuckles, mud on their face. They fall back to the huddle for one last play. Quarterback says, "You gotta buy me some time. I can get us there, boys, if we hold the line. Hold the line, hold the line. Shoulder to shoulder, yeah, side by side. You give it your best, and I'll give it mine. We're gonna win this together if we hold the line." Got his elbows on the table and his head in his hands. 20 years on a job he never thought would ever end. But his wife says we'll make it. We're gonna be just fine, 'cause we got each other and we're gonna hold the line. Hold the line, gonna hold the line. Shoulder to shoulder, yeah, and side by side. You gotta have faith, the sun's gonna shine. We'll get through it together if we hold the line. He gets choked up when the bugle plays. He remembers the battle like it was just yesterday. Knows he owes his life to the ones left behind, and for their sacrifice he's gonna hold the line. Hold the line, gonna hold the line. Shoulder to shoulder and side by side. In a world going crazy in these troubled times, we gotta all stand together. We gotta hold the line. In a world going crazy in these troubled times, we gotta all stand together. Hold the line, gonna hold the line, yeah. Hey, God bless you guys. You have a good evening. Rangers lead the way.